Hi, my name is Dr. Javed Kiani, and I'd like to thank you for watching this short presentation on cryptocurrency. If you don't know who I am, my website address is www.javedkiani.com. Now, I've been a cryptocurrency miner and trader for about a year, and I've seen quite a lot of success in this process. Now, in this presentation, I'm going to start off with the basics. What is cryptocurrency? A cryptocurrency is basically a digital or virtual currency designed to work as a medium of exchange. It's very much like your pounds and dollars with some difference. Cryptocurrency uses cryptography, which is effectively secret code, algorithms, or equations to secure and verify transactions, as well as to control the creation of new units of any particular cryptocurrency. In short, cryptocurrency is digital money. Some examples of cryptocurrency can include Bitcoin and also other coins often referred to as alternative or altcoins, such as Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Dash. Now, personally, I'm a trader. I trade in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and also Litecoin, and I'm also a miner as well. So I'm mining several currencies too, and I'll talk about those things later on in this presentation. Now, the amazing thing about cryptocurrency is that it has no central control and is peer-to-peer, which basically means that no single body dictates how you carry out transactions. For example, in the case of fiat currency, we use banks. In the case of cryptocurrency, there is no bank. But what we do have is blockchain. And again, I'll talk about blockchain later on in this presentation. Because cryptocurrency is peer-to-peer, it's very hard to shut down. So whatever you might hear on the internet via Google searches or the news or media, it's not easy to shut down cryptocurrency. It's here to stay, and it's going to be around for a long time yet. Now, the amazing thing about cryptocurrency is that it's evolved from yesteryear when we used to exchange goods and services using the barter system, and banks have been around for a very long time, and a lot of people trust banks. However, we had a financial collapse going back a few years, and following that, and following the collapse of several banks, a lot of people have lost their trust in banks. Now, just to give you an example, if you had $100,000 in 1980 and put that into a bank account, that $100,000 today would only be worth $63,000 as a result of inflation. Now, cryptocurrency is a natural progression for us. It's the opportunity of a decade and will change money as we know it. Our children, if you have children, will most likely be very savvy on cryptocurrency, and 5 years from today, it's going to be commonplace, very much like pounds and dollars are today. Now, the evolution of money started in the beginning of time using the barter system, which I've talked about already. We then moved to gold, metal coins, paper money, so you've got your £5, £10, £50 notes, and then on to plastic cards, electronic money. By electronic money, I mean such media as for example, PayPal, and finally today, cryptocurrency, which appears to be a natural evolution from electronic money. Now, the cryptocurrency revolution, whether you like it or not, has already begun. I'm going to show you in this presentation 6 revenue streams and how you can earn an income from cryptocurrency, as I've been earning for a very long time now. Through this system, you can use your profits to reinvest in further cryptocurrencies using what we call compounding. You can purchase goods and services using cryptocurrency as you would with fiat currency. You can also send your bitcoins, Litecoin, Ethereum to other people anywhere in the world with a click of a button. All you need is a phone or mobile device, and you can transfer your profits, your bitcoins, to your bank account in fiat currency. And all these processes are very simple to do and don't need to be that complicated. Now, before I go into detail on cryptocurrency, I just want to relate or give you some indication as to who I am so you can relate to me. Now, I was always told when I was a child to work hard, go to school, get good grades, go to university, and get a good job. And as a result of this, I went to university. I spent a lot of time in university. I have a PhD and also an MBA. So in total, I think I spent about 7, maybe 8 years at university. Following my career, my time at university, I did get a job. I worked in industry for a few years. I was earning close to 6 figures in the city. However, I was still paying a lot of taxes and effectively still leading a mediocre life. So something had to change. And at that point, I started to look into business. And that's when going back quite a while now, I set up my first business. Now today, fast forward today, I have 20 years experience in business. I'm a business book author. A book like Follow Engage came out last year, and I have a PhD from a Russell Group University and also an MBA from a top UK business school. Personally, I've spoken at universities, conferences, and events globally. I've written 2 further books on property investing and marketing, and I've mentored people all over the world. Currently, I have a social media and email following of around 50,000, and I've sold my products and services in 24 countries. I'm currently building an elite cryptocurrency team, which stands at around 500 at the moment. Now, I firmly believe that you will be presented with at least one life-changing opportunity every decade of your life. Now, I'm just going to relate to you my 3 decades of opportunity before I hit upon cryptocurrency. Now, each of these decades of opportunity have allowed me to work from anywhere in the world with nothing more than a mobile phone and an internet connection. My first decade of opportunity was property investing, and I was involved in property in the 90s and noughties, and I'm just showing you a few pictures of some of my properties there on this slide. On average, I was getting a yield of anywhere between 8 to 12% on my investments, and each of my properties I had to pay generally between £10,000 and £50,000 as a deposit to get started. So I did very well in property in the 90s and noughties. My second decade of opportunity was the dot-com cycle. So later on in the noughties, I was quite big on the internet. At one stage, I had about 200,000 Google searches referencing myself and my products online. I was also on the first page of Google out of around 1.5 million results, and I was making daily sales online from anywhere in the world. My third decade of opportunity is where I stand today, and that is the decade I believe to be the decade of opportunity of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the most disruptive technology since the birth of the internet, and it's going to change how we all transact forever. Before I carry on, I just want to make a short income disclaimer. Earning and income statements made by myself or the company I represent today, Omnia, are estimates of what we think you can possibly earn. In a nutshell, the more you put in, the more you get out. This is a business opportunity, and if you don't put any effort in, you don't put any work in, it's very unlikely that you will make profit. And converse to that, the more work you put in, the more you study, the more you're open to being mentored, the more you're likely to get back as a result of this. Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009 came up with Bitcoin, and this followed the financial collapse and the bankruptcy of several banks, for example, Lehman Brothers. What Satoshi Nakamoto said was that I've been working on a new electronic cash system that is fully peer-to-peer with no trusted third party. Out of disaster comes opportunity. So the financial disaster produced cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the silver lining on the dark cloud, which was the collapse or almost collapse of the financial system, going back almost a decade now. Bitcoin is the first ever cryptocurrency. It's like other currencies, you can transact with ease, but you have the added benefit of your transactions being cheaper than wire transfer. Bitcoin is like email. Transactions occur by the touch of a button. However, Bitcoins are not printed like fiat currency, like your dollar bills, your pound bills. They are created and held electronically on your phone, on computers all over the world. Bitcoin is peer-to-peer. We have no central authority like banks dictating what we can or cannot do, and banks are not required to make those wire transfers. Bitcoin has allowed the unbanked to become banked, and cryptocurrency is like effectively like having a bank on your mobile phone. At the moment in sub-Saharan Africa, there's about, I'd say, around 30% of people have access to a bank account. However, 60% of people have access to a mobile phone. So it's allowing people who would traditionally have problems with opening a bank account to actually transfer money to and from to buy products and services. Now, Bitcoin has a finite supply. There's a cap of 21 million, which is expected to be reached in the year 2140 or near that date somewhere. At the moment, we have a current circulation of 17 million, which means that around 80% of Bitcoins have already been mined. Every Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million pieces, very much like a penny is to the pound. One Satoshi is 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So if you can't go out to buy a Bitcoin today, at the moment, at the time of this presentation, one Bitcoin is around $9,400. If you're not able to buy one Bitcoin, you can actually buy a percentage of a value, a percentage of a Bitcoin or several Satoshis. The supply of Bitcoins is halved approximately every 4 years, and the next halving is expected to occur around 30 May 2020. At the moment, 12.5 Bitcoins are mined every 10 minutes. In 2020, that number will be halved, so there will be 6.25 Bitcoins that are going to be mined every 10 minutes or so. Traditionally, whenever this has happened, whenever there's been a halving, there's been an increase in price, and there's every reason to suspect that Bitcoin will, at the next point of halving, should be probably in the region of about $50,000 or thereabouts. Bitcoin will hit $1 million by the end of 2020, says John McAfee. Other people like Richard Branson are proponents of Bitcoin and support blockchain quite well. The Winklevoss twins were the first ever Bitcoin billionaires. If you don't know who the Winklevoss twins are, these guys were the guys who were involved in Facebook at inception. Peter Thiel, who was one of the co-founders of PayPal, says that Bitcoin is like gold and it's just a store of value. Cryptocurrency is bigger than the internet and social media combined. If you can't see this today, you will definitely see this within the next 3 to 5 years. It is early days yet. Warren Buffett said don't touch Amazon stock when Amazon first came into the marketplace. The same was said about Google, which is an algorithm. And interestingly, at the moment, people are also saying Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, it's a pyramid scheme. However, Bitcoin is not that dissimilar to Google because Bitcoin is also an algorithm. A lot of people on Wall Street were saying that Apple stock is one to avoid, and also the same was said about social media. Today, Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook are some of the largest companies in the marketplace. Elon Musk was told that his electric cars, Tesla, would fail, and we all know where Elon Musk is today. 90% of people have not heard of Bitcoin, so 90% of the world population do not know what Bitcoin is. However, 20 million or so people own Bitcoin. So out of 7 billion people, we're looking at a 0.3% penetration. So it is early days yet. Cryptocurrency is going to be bigger than the internet and social media combined going forward. We all recognize this guy, Bill Gates. He's always said that the secret of success in business is in detecting where the world will go and getting there first. Now, I've just got a few icons, a few logos on this slide showing just some of the places that do currently accept Bitcoin. I've put eBay and Amazon on there as well because these businesses are currently in talks with accepting cryptocurrency as a form of payment for the goods and services on their websites. Bitcoin is accepted currently excuse me, in the region of about 12,000 venues all over the world. There's a high concentration in Europe, as you can see from that graph, and also the US. South America is also a place where Bitcoin is widely accepted, and we're seeing a lot more activity in the Far East and also in the Indian subcontinent. Bitcoin rent payments have been accepted in Dubai for a while now, and there have been some house purchases via Bitcoin, not just in Dubai, but also in the UK. London, I think Bradford was one city where you could buy a house using Bitcoin. If you're in Canada, you can actually go into KFC Canada and pay for your fried chicken using your Bitcoin. So why Bitcoin? Bitcoin currently has the largest market capitalization. It's got a current circulating supply of about 17 million. So there's about 17 million Bitcoin in circulation at the moment, and the market cap of Bitcoin at the moment is 159 billion dollars. So it's by far the largest cryptocurrency out there. So how do you acquire Bitcoin? You can either trade Bitcoin, and there are various platforms that you can use. For example, you can use Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, eToro. These are just some of the very many platforms that you can use to buy and sell Bitcoin. Alternatively, you can mine Bitcoin, and this is where you invest in the technology behind the production of Bitcoin. And it's one of the things that I do, and primarily today I will be talking about mining Bitcoin. If you're trading Bitcoin, you need to watch the market very carefully. You need to be, make sure you're buying on the lows and selling on the highs. However, with mining Bitcoin, you actually, because you're investing in the technology in the production of Bitcoin, you don't really need to watch the market that much. So, which is more valuable, the golden egg or the goose? And obviously, the goose is more valuable. Buying and trading cryptocurrency is like buying the golden eggs. Mining cryptocurrency is like buying the goose that lays the golden eggs. Henceforth, the mining is a very safe bet, and it's a very good way to earn good income from cryptocurrency. Mining is effectively the act of securing and verifying transactions on the blockchain. The blockchain is a digital document or ledger. You can imagine it to be a huge Excel spreadsheet which keeps track of all Bitcoin transactions, and it's distributed. It's not held in one central location. It actually resides on thousands of computers all over the world and requires the use of specialist computer hardware and software which we refer to as miners. So miners verify these transactions by resolving an algorithm, an equation or puzzle, and these miners compete with each other to solve the puzzle first. The winning miners are rewarded in bitcoins, and at the moment there are 12.5 bitcoins that are rewarded to miners every 10 minutes. Now, going back about 3 years, you could mine from your own house. It was profitable to do that, but because the difficulty rate of mining has increased, it's a far the better way to mine would be to use cloud mining, which is what I use through the company OmniaTech. And this is where the hardware and software is actually owned and operated by the company, by Omnia in this case, and the building, energy, and equipment costs are paid for by Omnia. In return for your investment, you receive what we call mining power or hash rate, and this dictates how many bitcoins you get paid every single day. In a nutshell, the greater your investment, the higher the hash rate, and hence your cryptocurrency returns. If you were to do a Google search on cryptocurrency, you would see a lot of reference to Bitcoin being a Ponzi, pyramid scheme, a bubble, and fraud. Recently, the Shadow Home Secretary, Diane Abbott, said that one of the problems with Bitcoin is the extent to which it is just a gigantic Ponzi scheme. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, also came up with the fact that Bitcoin was a Ponzi pyramid scheme and not worth putting any money into. However, he's taken back his remarks recently. The graph at the bottom shows that since its inception in 2009, experts or so-called experts, investors, people known in the marketplace have always said that Bitcoin is a bubble and it's about to burst. And this has been going on every single year for the last 8 or so years. And even going forward now, this year, next year, as the price continues to go up, investors will say that Bitcoin is a bubble and it's about to burst. In my opinion, if you have a job, you're probably already in a pyramid scheme. You're likely to be somewhere in the middle or at the bottom of the team structure. And what you'll find is that whatever work you do tends to pay for the guys higher up, and henceforth you are effectively in a pyramid scheme. Fiat currency is backed by nothing. So I don't know if you know this, but the pound, since the gold standard was abandoned going back a few years, the £5 note, £10 note, £50 note are not actually worth the paper they are printed on because there's no backing behind it. When gold standard was abolished in the 1930s for fiat currency, which is what we have today, a lot of businesses, people, experts were very unaccepting at the time, and we're seeing the same trend again as we move away from fiat currency, as we move away from using dollars, from using pounds. Again, the institutions, the banks, the government are very unaccepting, and this is normal. We expect this to happen. It's happened in the past, historically, and going forward, it'll happen again. Can we ever trust fiat currency again? In 2007, 2008, Zimbabwe faced inflation of around 100% a day, which meant that there were long queues going into the bank and people were using wheelbarrows of money just to go to the market to buy things. In some places in Zimbabwe, I heard that they were actually using Zimbabwean dollars for toilet paper because it was cheaper than actually buying the toilet paper itself. Same again in Venezuela, which is often referred to as the world's least stable currency. And in that picture, you can see someone shopping, but there's actually nothing to buy. Recently, Greece almost became bankrupt, and my question to you is, what's saying that's not going to happen to you where you live today, whether it's the UK, the US, or anywhere in the world? Banks dictate a lot of what happens in the marketplace, and we can't actually trust banks anymore. The mining process is a simple process. You select a mining plan, and I'll give you some options further down in the next couple of slides. You make a once only fixed payment for that mining plan, and as soon as the payment is received, we start mining for you. The end result are daily payouts to your back office, which can then translate to bitcoins, which you can transfer to fiat currency if you want, or you can keep as Bitcoin or Ethereum, Dash, or any other currency that we actually mine at the moment. Currently, the price of Bitcoin is $9,300. It's still quite low in value, so the name of the game would be accumulation. You should accumulate as much Bitcoin as you possibly can up to the Bitcoin halving date, which will occur in 2020. We have at the moment we have 7 mining farms in Europe. I've been to the mining farm in Austria. I've actually visited it, and we have a capacity there of 1 million miners. We have a further 3 mining farms in Sweden, and are currently building the largest mining farm in the world, which is actually in Armenia. And when the construction for that is complete, in probably about 3 or 4 months from today, we'll have what is most likely to be the largest mining facilities in the world. So we have several plans that you can invest in. These are just some of the plans. You can invest $15,000, $25,000, $8,500, and in return you get paid daily in Bitcoin. And as I've stated before, you can do whatever you like with your returns. You can use it to transact. You can buy goods and services. You can go to Tesla and buy a car if you want to, or you can accumulate your cryptocurrency simply because, especially in the case of Bitcoin, that the price is going up, and you will stand to make a lot more if you were to accumulate your Bitcoin. We have some cheaper mining plans as well. So you've got the $500 plan, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, and what you get is lifetime mining. If you were to speak to Genesis Mining, which is a well-known mining company out there, they will tell you that lifetime mining effectively means between 5 and 15 years. So those payments will occur every single day during the lifetime mining of 5 to 15 years. You get daily payouts, and currently we have mining facilities that will allow you to get paid in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Dash. So we support 3 coins at the moment. I always like to put up this slide as a comparison to what I've just shown you. If you were to go out and buy a business, maybe buy a franchise, you'd be looking at anywhere between $100,000 to almost £100,000 up to almost about £1 million in the case of McDonald's to start your own franchise, and you may not see a return for the first 6 to 9 months. So it can take a long time to actually make your money back on the franchise. And also, it's very hard work as well, building your own business from scratch. And the same is true for an MBA. MBAs are not cheap, and you're probably looking at about anywhere around £50,000 to £100,000 for an MBA, which effectively teaches you how to become a senior executive or start your own business. So we're looking at big numbers here, And in contrast, a mining contract is nowhere near as big as these numbers, but the returns can be a lot more and a lot more quicker. What is the definition of wealth? According to Robert Kiyosaki, the definition of wealth is the number of days you can survive without physically working and still maintain your standard of living. A job is only a short-term solution to a long-term problem. Job is actually an acronym for just over broke. And I apologize if I'm offending you. If you are working for a living, if you do work for somebody else, chances are that you are just over broke. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everybody else looks for a job, and that's what the government wants you to do. They want you to stay in a job so they can control you. So what do these companies have in common? So we all recognize these names: eBay, Sainsbury's, Nike, Sky, Virgin, Amazon. All these companies use sites such as Top Cashback and Quidco to drive traffic to them. Amazon and eBay actually have their own affiliate networks on their own sites, but a lot of other companies use third-party sites to drive traffic to them, and in return they pay affiliate commissions to Top Cashback and Quidco, which then go back to customers. And the reason they do this is to basically get more customers. And this is no different to what we do at Omnia. We also pay affiliate commissions, and the more you effectively the more customers you bring in, the more you earn. And it's just a cheap form of advertising for us, and it works a lot better than perhaps advertising using other channels like television. There are 6 ways to earn an income with Omnia. You can earn the passive income, which is the passive mining income, and that's compulsory. Everybody in Omnia needs to get a mining contract. However, everything else is optional. You don't have to refer others. You can just make an initial investment and let it sit there, and that's it. You get daily payouts based on the initial investment amount. However, if you want to increase or enhance your earnings a little bit more, then you can get paid on referrals. If you decide, if one of your friends decides to join as well, maybe a family member, then generally you get about 8% commission on any direct referrals. You also get additional team and leadership bonuses. I'm not going to go into the detail here. You get turnover bonuses based on how much you turn over every single month, and there are awards like iPads, MacBooks, cars, and you get the option or the opportunity to go to retreats all over the world. Albert Einstein said, "Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution." Now, a lot of times, a lot of people start a business to try and do something, and they end up failing. And there's several reasons why this happens. It could be because you try and do everything yourself without any training or support from a mentor. In Omnia, we do everything for you. All you need to do is choose an investment amount, and everything else is taken care for you. We offer you guidance, a mentor. I'm actually mentoring a team of around 500 at the moment. And again, if you do end up in my team, if you do decide to join on the back of this presentation, then I will also personally mentor you and ensure your success. A lot of people listen to others' opinions, and the problem with this is that the opinion may not be the correct opinion. Would you take relationship advice from a single person? And unfortunately, a lot of people do this and end up becoming very unstuck. A lot of people don't follow a proven system. At Omnia, we offer you a proven system. We have mining facilities that you can personally go and visit. We have 7 mining farms, most primarily in Eastern Europe, and we have mining facilities which are unparalleled anywhere else in the world. And basically, they're going to be the largest facilities in the world in August, September of this year. So we offer you a proven system. It works. We can show you results. And if you follow this system with the guidance, with mentor, there's no reason why you should not achieve the results you're looking for. As we come towards the end of this presentation, I just want to summarize what I've been talking about. Cryptocurrency is the biggest opportunity in our lifetime. If you were to invest $50,000 today, this could be worth $1 million in 2 years. Buying Bitcoin is like buying into Google, Amazon, Apple. when they first began trading. Traditional companies like Woolies, Comet, Toys R Us are no more, and what you'll find is that a lot of other businesses, even today, within the next 5 years, you'll see that a lot of other businesses that you've always assumed to be household names, will disappear from the marketplace because they're not able to harness the power of digital. The world's ultra rich are secretly investing millions into cryptocurrency, but they don't talk about this, and you won't hear about it. So there's 3 simple steps to cryptocurrency success. The first thing is that you need to find a successful mining company with a proven track record, and we can provide you that through OmniaTech, the future of blockchain technology. The second step is to buy hash power. So you decide on the investment you want to make, and in return you actually obtain hash power. On the back of that hash power, you get paid in cryptocurrency every single day, which you can then translate to fiat currency or keep it as cryptocurrency. And the third thing is you can earn affiliate income as an optional, and I emphasize the word optional, bonus on top of any mining income. You don't have to do the affiliate end, but it does help if you're looking to grow your own team and increase your profits, I would say infinitely. So this is the last slide. If you want to get on board, by all means, you can email me. I've put my personal email address on this slide, and also my website address is on there as well, and my Facebook page. So please do visit me on Facebook, follow me, and what I'd just like to add is that successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do, and you need to take the first step today to ensure your success. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's peer-to-peer. It's not going to disappear overnight, as you may hear on the news or on the radio or on online. And you want to make sure that you get in from day one. Although cryptocurrency was conceived in the year 2009, we're still in its infancy, and as we go along, you'll see the price, especially of Bitcoin, shooting through the roof. It should hit $20,000, $30,000 by the end of this year. Bitcoin was at $20,000 in December 2017, and there's no reason why it shouldn't hit $30,000 by the end of this year. And now's the best time ever to get started, and I wish you luck, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.